Ladies and gentlemen, moving on with professional K1 over three-minute rounds of action. Would you welcome first into the red corner, representing the GB Academy, PHELPS. And would you welcome his opponent into the blue corner, representing the Nemesis Gym, Darren, LESTON. 3-minute rounds of professional K1. PHELPS in the red, LESTON in the blue.
For the first time tonight, we have professional K1 over three-minute rounds of action. In the red corner from the GB Academy, PHELPS. In the blue from the Nemesis Gym, Darren LESTON.
Two all-action fighters. If you've never seen LESTON fight, brace yourselves. And I know for certain his opponent in PHELPS is an extremely conditioned and talented fighter in his own right, so this should be dynamite.
Yes, and with this being professional K1, look for those vicious knees that can come to the head. We can have the spinning back fist, and we almost had a right-hand knockout. That just missed the chin of PHELPS.
Whizzing by, literally grazing the chin hair there.
LESTON, as you can see, the taller of the two by quite a noticeable distance. Can he make that use and work for him? That's the thing here.
And I love seeing LESTON at this weight as well. Sometimes he cuts a little bit and goes lower, but I think that he loses conditioning as well as speed. So right now you're seeing LESTON look super relaxed right now. And he looks to be settling very nicely right now to try and get those punches as well as those kicks and knees. I love the way LESTON leads with that teep as well, the rear teep, and then jumps in with the knee off it. Mixes things up very nicely.
Well, you talk about mixing things up. In midair, he switched knees when he realized that PHELPS had moved. That's awareness. That was superb.
But PHELPS plods onwards. Got to be very, very careful when extending that left.
Well, you notice that LESTON chops with that right hand the way he would with a leg kick with his right leg. He chops the hook almost in the same way.
And that caught PHELPS out of position a couple of times so far. Right now he's selling the left kick to the body, but wait for that right to come again when PHELPS jabs. If it's a lazy jab or a lazy kick, LESTON will punish. Nice Superman 202, that was nice as well.
PHELPS, though, for his part, is nice and relaxed as well, very focused, and responded with a left and right immediately, so he's still very much in this. You just feel that the momentum at the moment is with LESTON.
And I like the fact that LESTON tucks his chin a little bit more as well. PHELPS looking up. Right now has to be very, very careful. Nice, though, going there 360 degrees with that kick.
Yes, LESTON nodded to say that was sweet, but again, the left hand comes through, then the knee in the channel underneath.
Showing the two, but a bunch of swings and a miss there for PHELPS. He's got to commit to stuff, and right now it seems to me LESTON appears more comfortable out there.
Yes, it's hard for PHELPS, and I think you're dead right there, Chris. This is the thing, the comfort zone, because PHELPS knows he's got to get inside to do his work, but when he does, he's seen that LESTON is very good with the knees, and as we enter the very last seconds of this round, it's a dangerous game full stop for PHELPS, because LESTON has proved very good at all ranges.
So one of the most interesting things to talk about there in that opening round, Malcolm, is the distance management, the point you just highlighted. It was the fact that LESTON was able to keep PHELPS on the end of his shots as well as the variation in which he did so.
Well, that's right. The problem for Phelps is he knows he has to get in, he knows he has to get inside, but when he does, Leston adjusts. You've got those knees, you've got those jumps, so Phelps is always having to second guess what Leston's doing. He has to come in, but really the man, when he comes in, has got the tools to deal with that as well. That makes it a hard night's work for Phelps.
And we're going to find out just how Phelps will answer that question as we continue here tonight in London.
Second round now, after a very interesting first round, which we felt that Darren Leston had control of, and he's doing the same again. The left hand and leg working in tandem there, the straight jab, then the left straight kick. And the problem, as you can see here again for Rod Phelps, is getting to where he needs to be to work. Now, when you're the shorter man, the taller man needs to punish you on the way in and on the way out, Chris. So you know, we know the score. We've been here often enough. You catch him on the way in, you catch him on the way out, you make the smaller man work for every point.
And Leston needs to continue to use discipline, sticking to that game plan, because then that will just be another physical boundary that Phelps has to overcome. And Leston doing a pretty good job of that thus far, but he doesn't want to get dragged into a brawl. He doesn't want to lose the concentration that is necessary in the game of ultimate consequences.
If we look on the positive for Rod Phelps, he stayed cool, he stayed composed. He's had to eat right hands like that, but again, did you see the response? He regrouped, made sure his head was clear, then looked to try and get in again. He's focused, he's determined. It's just he's against a very good technical opponent as well, and it's been made difficult for him, but you can see there's a real skill set there. He's never lost his calm, he's stuck to trying to do what he needs to, but he's found someone in Darren Leston that has the answers at the moment.
And Darren Leston is doing a great job of pulling the counter as well. He sort of allows Phelps to come in a couple of times with punches that noticeably come up short and then cracks him in a response. So it's nice to see that Leston at times chooses to lead and at others allows Phelps to initiate.
That's right, this is what we're saying. He's a master of range, and I like the tactical awareness to switch. We saw it in the first round with the switch of knees in midair, and as you said, he adapts so well to when Phelps comes in. And I'm impressed with Phelps in the way that he hasn't allowed that to phase him. He hasn't become disheartened. He's stuck to his game plan as well. The only problem is it's not working for him in the same way that it's working for Darren Leston. And it's not his fault, it's just that his opponent has the answers as he comes in.
Nice there, double jab to a cross, but Leston responds. Again, that right. And the way he comes in super smoothly on that and then retracts, moving his head away to exit the pocket is just a sign of a guy who's had a lot of fights. And, you know, Leston's fought MMA, Thai, K1, boxing. He's been in it for years, and it's showing.
It's certainly showing in the variety of the punches as well now. I like the way he brings that right chopping down, which is a cutting punch, and then suddenly changes it to a hook to the side of the face and then works the body.
And Phelps is gunning for it here. He's definitely a little bit more aggressive than we saw. But you gotta ask yourself, was that enough? And was that the difference? And was that enough of a 3D type of attack that you need to put in there to overwhelm Leston?
No, if we look at Rod Phelps, in his favor, he stays calm, he stays focused. He's always looking for those opportunities. The problem for him is he's got an opponent in Darren Leston that does the same. He looks for ways to negate that, then move back in. So it really is, we use the cliche a lot like a game of chess, but if you want to know what we mean by that, look at these two men. And it's a game at the moment that Darren Leston is winning by those choices as Rod comes in. As you highlighted, sometimes he'll make Rod initiate. Other times when he's just thinking he's going to initiate, he suddenly steps in. At the moment, he has all the answers.
And when you think about decision making, folks, we've got the third. Will it go all the way to the judges' scorecards for a decision? We will find out. Another 3 minutes on the clock.
So third and final round coming up. And a good kick across the bows from Darren Leston.
Leston with a 1-2-10 there to the legs. He's throwing the power down now, Malcolm. This is the more urgent Darren Leston that you usually see. I mean, the guy's like a Tasmanian devil. And quite frankly, I was impressed by the wise decisions, as you alluded to, and more importantly, sticking to the tactics that got him through the opening 6 minutes. But now I think he's going to try to gun for a finish.
Well, there's been a level of control and discipline, hasn't there? And I was just about to say, Rod Phelps really has to go for it here in the third round. So when we talk about that game of chess, what does Darren Leston do? He steps up the pace immediately. So if Rod had a game plan that says, I'm going to really take it to my man now, it's been preempted once again.
Yeah, I kind of like that. You know, you mentioned being in a position where you may have checkmate, but Rod Phelps and Darren Leston continue to both press forward as hard as they ever have in this entire contest.
And again, the left hand followed by that chopping. There's the chopping, and Rod Phelps really felt it. That right chops down just like the right leg does, and it lands superbly. And he took that well, but that did hurt Rod Phelps.
It's that down punch with the right hand. It creates more inertia, more force, more momentum. And Leston, look at that, a little bit of showboating there.
And then he slips back out of the way, Chris, just neatly. And I said, just when you felt that Rod Phelps had to turn up the gas, Darren Leston's done it instead.
I'm just very impressed by the fight IQ of Darren Leston. You know, there's been times in the past where he's been a little bit over-anxious on things, or perhaps presumptuous in his performance, but right now you are seeing a technical and custom-made performance to Rod's weaknesses, I feel, at distance.
There's that chopping right hand again. And as you said, do you know, it's been all action yet still measured at the same time. A lot of thought has gone into this performance, and you know, looking at this, it's about as good as it can get without the finish. It really is.
And it's not that Rod has fought a poor fight by any stretch of the imagination. It's just that Darren Leston has been able to, more often than not, make use of the physical advantages of reach.
It really is exactly that, Chris. As I said, Rod Phelps, you can see he's a good technician. He gets stuck in, he's got a good defense. Despite what he's taken, he's also got a very good defense. He's got good movement. And again, he felt that to the body there, that right hand to the body, and then the left knee. Do you know what? There was very little back lift to that right hand. Darren Leston has power as well. That right to the body really upset Phelps there.
And Darren Leston, the dying seconds of this round, pours on the pressure. Phelps leaps for a knee. Big question mark kick to a turning side kick. But Phelps and Leston will go the distance here tonight in London.
Superb fight, Chris. Wonderful stuff. Phelps played his part, but I feel a superb performance from Darren Leston there. Measured, controlled, but really hurtful at the same time.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first professional K1 bout, and these two men did not disappoint us. Please, let's hear it for both these men in the ring. So we do have a unanimous decision. Our judges in favour